Hello students, welcome to the lecture third of this week 6. Management theories are frameworks that explain how organizations can be efficiently and effectively managed. Over time, these theories have evolved from classical approaches focusing on structure and efficiency to modern perspectives, emphasizing the human behavior, motivation, and adaptability in the dynamic environments. Creative dynamic management is a driving force behind the success of any business. In today's marketplace, change is rapid and managers are expected to deal with a broad set of issues and needs. All they address these issues is very different in today's scenario. Times have changed, labor have changed, and most importantly, management philosophies have also evolved. The management philosophies of yesterday are valuable tools for the managers of today, but the development of management thought that is evolutionary in nature, and the process has led to the development of these various management theories. Now, the evaluation of these management thoughts pass through various eras, and they begin a pre-systematic period. There came a pre-systematic period, and that is still evolving today. And during its evolution, there has been the contribution of many thinkers. This helped in emergence of some interesting practices. With time, these practices evolved into thoughts that were adopted universally by every type of organization. These thoughts formulated the theories which we are now going to study. So, management thought has evolved through the four main eras. The pre-scientific era before 1880 was focused on the basic administrative practices. The classical era 1880 to 1930 emphasized on the efficiency structure and formal processes. The neoclassical era from 1930 to 1960 highlighted the human relations, motivations, and employee behavior. Then modern era 1960 onwards integrates these systems, contingency, and dynamic approaches to manage the complex and changing business environments. During the pre systematic management era, valuable contributions were made by churches, military organizations, and writers like Charles Babbage and Robert Owen. The advent of the Industrial Revolution in the middle of the 18th century had its impact on management. Industrial Revolution brought about a complete change in the methods of production, tools and equipments, organization of labor, and methods of raising the capital. Employees went to their work instead of receiving it, and so the factory system as it is known today became a dominant nature, and it became a special feature of the economy. Under this system, the land and buildings, hired laborers and capitals, they were all made available to the entrepreneurs who strives to combine these factors in the efficient manner and achieve a particular goal. All these changes in turn brought about the changes in the field of management. The development of the thought on management dates back to the days when people first attempted to accomplish the goals by working together in groups. In the early 19th century, industrialization and factory systems saw the advent of the assembly line operations and costing systems. Management principles in business were adopted in the later half of the 19th century with the work of Frederick Taylor and Henry Fayol, where there was serious thinking and theorizing of management. As the concept of management evolved, various schools of management thoughts emerged. Thus, there came up myriad ways of classifying management theories. One such classification was given by Kuhns, who classified theories into 6 groups. The purpose to identify various schools of management theory indicated the source of its differences and to provide some suggestions for disentangling the management theory jungle. Uh, Kuhn's 6 schools of management theory includes the management process school, the empirical school, the human behavior school, the social system school, the decision theory school, and the mathematical school. The cause and its effect on management is depicted in the table. So, due to industrial revolution, there was massive change in the production methods. The discovery and innovation of the new tools and equipments resulted in new styles of supervision and control. With the emergency situations, new factory system emerged, and this emergence of the factory system, there was a creation of labor organization showing shift to centralized work. As more sources became available for the entrepreneurs, role of managers became more crucial and more complex, and all this led to the development of the modern management practices and schools. The management process school views management as a systematic process of getting things done through people working in organized groups. Fathered by Henry Fayol, as studied in the last lecture, this school views management theory as a way of organizing experience for practical application, research, and teaching. This school focuses on the defining the core functions of management: planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling to improve the efficiency and effectiveness in the organizations. The empirical school views the management theory as a study of experience. The general idea is that generalization can be drawn from cases that can be applied in as guides in similar situations. As such, it is also known as case approach or management experience approach. Then, according to this school, the management is considered as a study of managers in practice. It is the study of success and failures in the application of management techniques by these managers in their practices. Theories of management can be developed by studying the large number of experiences because some sort of generalizations can be made possible. The central idea of the human behavior school is that since management involves the getting things done with people, management theory must be centered on interpersonal relations. Their theory focuses on the motivation of the individual, views as a socio-psychological being. This approach can be divided into 2 groups: interpersonal behavior approach, and group behavior approach. Emphasis is put on increasing the productivity through motivation and good human relations. Whichever approach one chooses in this human behavior, the result have to be the organization's success. The members of the social system school of management theory view management as a social structure, and March and Simon is often discussed here, but Kuhns indicates that Chester Barnard is the spiritual father of this school of management. The social system school identifies the nature and the cultural relationships of various social groups and how they are related and integrated. Barnard's work includes a theory of cooperation which underlines the contributions of many others in these schools. Herbert Simon and others expanded the concept of social systems to include any cooperative and purposeful group interrelationships or behaviors. According to this approach, the organization is essentially a cultural system composed of people who work in this cooperation, and as such, for achieving the organizational goals, the cooperative systems of management can be developed only by understanding the behavior of the people in groups. The decision theory school of management concentrates on the rational approaches to decisions, while alternative ideas or courses of action are analyzed. The decision is central focus. This approach looks at the basic problem of the management around decision making. Selection of suitable course of actions out of given alternatives is emphasized here. Major contribution to this approach has come from Simon and March Forrester. The emphasis in this approach is that decision making in a job uh, you can say it is the job of all the managers, and a manager is a decision maker in the organization, and a decision making unit is there where the organization is considered as a decision making unit, you can say. Therefore, the basic problem in managing is to make rational decisions. For example, in food service institutions, what to buy, how to buy, from whom to buy the raw ingredients, where to supply the raw ingredients, what should be the personnel's qualities required for this kind of for their type of institution, has to be all decided by the manager of that organization. The mathematical tools of management views management as a system of mathematical models and processes. This includes the operations researchers and the management scientists. As for Kuhns, he pointed that mathematics is a tool here and it is not the school. These six schools of management utilized various approaches and led to the development of management theories. Let us go through these theories in short so that as a student of this course, you will be able to apply them in institutional food services. Classical theories of management are the oldest and the most traditional theories. These theories are generated in late 1800s and early 1900s. They revolve around the basic assumption that the people are motivated by economic incentives. The classical theory can be further categorized into three types: one, bureaucratic theory; two, administrative theory; and three, scientific management theory. Let us know about them little. Max Weber has introduced the concept of bureaucracy. Its features are division of labor. Here, the work is divided according to the ability and hence leads to specialization. If a person does the same type of work again and again, he or she automatically specializes in that work and it takes less time to complete the task. Then, second is the selection of employees, that is based on the technical competence. Only those candidates should be selected who are technically sound for the job. Thus, selection should be fair and unbiased. Then, next is the hierarchy of authority. A well defined hierarchy is maintained here. Each employee is aware about who is the boss and from whom he is supposed to take the orders and whom to report to. Then a record keeping, number 4, it is according to the bureaucratic theory. All the records are kept in written form which helps in keeping the track of all the activities. Number 5, rules and regulations. Organizations work according to these set rules. Every organization should define rules as compulsory. And 6 is impersonal conduct. And no, here the no informal or word, you can say no informal or blood relations are promoted here. It has to be proof of nepotism, full proof from nepotism and brotherhood, and it is strongly, these things are avoided to ensure that the right talent gets the selection and hence the productivity is also increased in this. Some of the merits include it is predictable since the rules are clear, defined, and employees' behavior is predictable, making the management process easier for implementation. Second is specialization is practiced here, so the division of work leads to specialization of labor as all employees know what they are supposed to do. And third is structure. A well defined hierarchy gives a structure to the organization, and every employee is aware that who is the superior and also who is the subordinate, that's all. And the rationality is number 4, as impersonal conduct is promoted, it leads to the rational decisions. So, decision is based on the facts and logics rather than the emotions and the gut feelings. Some of the demerits are there is too much paperwork and red tapeism in this, and excessive rules and regulations make it difficult for the employees to be creative and innovative. Number 3, the employees become so used to the routine that they resist new ideas and hence promote rigidity. Number 4 is in the wake of the following, the rules somewhere are when the rules are constantly followed, the goals of the organization at times is displaced, and each department works like a watertight compartment here, giving rise to the problems of compartmentalizations. Next theory is the administrative theory, and it was given by Henry Fayol, and he was one of the most influential contributors to the modern concepts of management. We have studied the principles given by Henry Fayol in the last lecture. The Fiolism is one of the first comprehensive statements of the general theory of management developed by him, and he looked at the problems of managing an organization from the top management perspective. His contributions are generally termed as operational management or administrative management. He has used the terms administration instead of management many times, emphasizing that there is unity of science of administration. For him, administration was common activity and administrative doctrine was universally applicable. Fioll's approach of studying this management was in the light of the managerial qualities and trainings. Hence, he was able to give the principles. Fioll found that the activities of an individual organization should be divided into six groups: technical activities related to the production, while commercial activities involve buying, selling, and exchange. Financial activities focus on acquiring the capital and using it optimally. Then security activities ensure the protection of property and personnel, and accounting activities cover the record keeping, statistics, and reporting. Finally, the managerial activities encompasses the planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling, providing a comprehensive framework for organizational management. Fioll was the first person to identify the qualities required in a manager, and according to him, there are six types of qualities that a manager should possess. This include the physical, that is related to the health, vigor, and appearance. Number two, mental, it is the ability to understand and learn, make judgment, and focus on mental vigor and adaptability. Next is moral quality, which talks about the energy, firmness, then initiatives, loyalty, texts, and dignity. Fourth one is educational quality. It is general acquaintance or awareness with matters that do not relate to exclusivity, and they are the functions to be performed. Then they are also related to the number 5, technical qualities. This quality is particular to the function being performed. And sixth one is the experience that arises from the work. The next is the scientific management theory, propounded by Frederick W. Taylor, is one of the earliest systematic approaches to improving organizational efficiency and productivity. Taylor is widely recognized as the father of scientific management. His extensive hands on experience gave him a deep understanding of workers' problems, attitudes, and the practical challenges of production. Though careful observation and analysis is also included, Taylor identified inefficiencies in traditional work methods and introduce these scientific principles to standardize the tasks, measure the performances, and optimize the labor productivity. His work emphasized time studies, task specializations, then proper trainings and initiatives to motivate the workers. He ensures that both labor and management benefits from the improved efficiencies. Taylor's approach laid the foundation for modern management practices by demonstrating that management could be studied scientifically to enhance the organizational effectiveness. Taylor's famous work entitled The Principles of Scientific Management was published in 1911. Scientific management is not any efficiency device. In its essence, it involves a complete mental revolution on the part of the staff, that is, working group in any particular establishment, and is equally applied for the mental revolution for those who were in the management group. The great management revolution that takes place in the attitude of two parties is that together they turn their attention towards the increasing and the surplus aspect. Thus, it aims to replace the guesswork with scientific methods, ensures harmonious group action, and promote the cooperation over individualism. Achieve the maximum output and develop the workers fully for both personal and organizational prosperity. Principles by Taylor, they include that one, every job should be broken into its elements and a scientific way of performing it should be established. Two, workers should be scientifically selected with the right attitude and ability and be properly trained. Three, the scientific distribution of work between the workers and management is encouraged. A mental revolution is needed, which means creation of mutual trust between the workers and the management. Number four, the maximum output in place of restricted output should be produced as it is beneficial for both the management and the workers. Number five, standardization and simplification, as every output should be of a specified standard, and in order to do that, simplification of tasks is must. Then sixth is the scientific task planning that emphasizes on the fact that each job should be planned in a systematic manner with step-by-step approach. Techniques of scientific management includes time study, the study emphasizing that the ideal time to complete a job should be identified first so that the accuracy of the workers can be increased. Number two, the motion study. This study talks about the ideal time and the number of movements to complete the task. That should be first studied and controlled so that the workers can be trained accordingly and generate the maximum output with minimum use of time and energy. Then number three is the different piece rates should be advocated for efficient and inefficient employees. Then the functional foremanship is the fourth one, and each job here should have a separate supervisor for separate jobs. This theory assumes man as a machine. So it assumes more the money provided to the men, more will be the number of units provided by them. And theory has a narrower view as it assumes that men can only be motivated by money. Their theory is actually the truth is that man have needs beyond the money, like needs to be loved, need for affection, etc. Not appreciating the emotional social needs of human is impractical. We all know how men not only wants money but also requires love, affection, etc. High price rate leads to exploitation of labor here, also producing continuous output where there is no demand for it is also worthless and wastage. Now, keeping in mind various food service institutions, think of applying these theories. It could be profit based or facility based or food institutions working to promote health for vulnerable group. You will see that if these theories are well understood, then their application enhances the institution's profile. Thank you, students. In the next lecture, we will continue with the discussion on the remaining theories of management.